this gonna record for more than 5 seconds? Okay, we've done it. Oh, I've literally just been sat here because I turned the camera on this morning and somehow, in my very technologically advanced videographer kind of way, somehow this morning I'd managed to make this camera just record in bursts of 5 seconds. So about 4 times I've been like, good morning everybody, welcome, no, but seem to have fixed it. So here we go. Welcome to the vlog. I fixed it. I fixed it. How you getting on? Oh, well done. I'll show you what Adam's up to in a minute. Okay, I can say good morning properly now. Sorry if you can hear the dishwasher and the washing machine running in the background. Really probably should have thought about putting those on before I turned the camera on. Not too sure what's going on up here today. Just needed to get, you know when you need a haircut desperately and these bits around your face just hang in a very Avril Lavigne kind of way? That was really happening and it was really bothering me, so we've gone for this, which I feel makes me look a lot like the little yellow dog who sits at the desk on Animal Crossing. Isabella, I think her name is. Real Isabella vibes this morning. I'm actually just cutting up a few strawberries right now for my breakfast. I was gonna make porridge. I literally haven't had porridge for like months, but we've got loads of fruit at the moment, so I was like, oh, I'll make a porridge and use up loads of the fruit. But actually today is so beautiful and sunny and lovely and gorgeous and radiant that porridge just feels kind of seasonally wrong, you know what I mean? One cannot be eating porridge when the temperature is so delightfully warm. I think I'm just gonna have a little bowl of straws for breakfast, and I've also got a trusty apple, so I'll chop that up as well. Real culinary delights happening in this kitchen this morning, as you can see, but hey, the fruit needs using up. Oh, I could make a little smoothie. Actually, probably haven't got enough to make that decent, or have I? But the main job today, other than whatever is happening here, look like a Wally. The main job is to construct our new garden furniture, which is what Adam is up to as I speak. We ordered it so long ago, it finally turned up a few days ago, just in time for the rain. So we've been waiting for it to get really sunny again, and today's that day. Why aren't you in the sunshine? I'm too hot. Little shady cat. Oh, she's got a wet tail. Why is that wet? My little house task for today while Adam's busy in the garden. Also, side note, just made myself a cup of tea. And it's the weirdest flavour. It's like aniseed, fennel and cardamom. Regrets. Choices. Why didn't I just make a coffee? Why? Oh, scalding hot and also not even delicious. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk prints. Not prints as in Purple Rain. Raspberry beret. Prints as in lovely gallery wall for the living room type prints. So it's taken us a little while to get to the point of being ready to put these up. I wanted to get the walls painted first so that we didn't just put prints onto that gross yellowy cream colour that used to be on the walls, but now we're looking bright and white and I've got a little blank wall to play with. And when it comes to a big blank wall, there is literally nothing better than getting a big box from Desenio to sort it out with. I ordered these a little while ago, to be honest, and they've actually been sitting in the shed. So this is going to be as much of a surprise print haul for me as it is for you guys. Ooh, we got a frame, we got another frame. Pretty much as soon as we started putting this living room together, it's starting to come together a little bit now. It kind of feels a bit more cohesive anyway. One of the things I was most excited about, I've just realised this little fox doorstop sitting in the corner. One of the things I've been most excited to put together for this room is a little gallery wall. So I headed over to the Desenio website, which is always my first stop when I want to put together a little gallery wall. We had a couple in the old flat. If you've been watching for a little while, you might remember the one that we had running up the stairs. That was all Desenio and it was just perfect. I loved that gallery wall so much. But obviously we've gone for a little bit of a different vibe in the house. So I wanted to pop back on and see what I could find. It's actually one of my favourite parts of like decorating a space. I think it's such a brilliant way of, you can totally transform like the feel and the vibe of something if you just kind of curate the prints that you're featuring in your room in like a different way or a different style. It can really make such a difference. I'm always so excited to say that Desenio sponsored a video because it's genuinely the first place that I head to when I want to put some new prints together, and they definitely did not disappoint this time. It took me so long to put a selection together because there was so many on there that I loved. There's a lot of kind of Scandi influence to them. There's a lot of things that are quite retro looking, quite vintage inspired, but even if you're not into the mid-century kind of thing that I like, even if you think my living room is downright revolting, why thank you. There will be something on Desenio for you. They literally cater to everyone and every style. They have the most amazing selection. So, little sneaky peek there. I can see some oranges I can see some yellows. One of the best things about Desenio as well is that they have a gallery tool that you can use on their website, and you can kind of see the gallery construction in front of you, which is so useful. And I did that for both the living room and the bedroom. So if I can find them, actually I'll pop them on here to show you kind of what I had in mind. Before I dive in with these and get them on the wall, also just to let you know that I have got a discount code for Desenio, which is always the best bit about doing these videos. So if you have been thinking about getting a few new prints to brighten the place up a bit, now is a pretty great time. I'm going to pop the discount details on screen right now, and they'll also be in the description box down below. If you click that down there, it'll take you straight through Desenio. You can shop it for yourself. You can see the prints that I picked out. You can get a really great discount as well, which is amazing. Right, let's put these together and I'll show you what they look like when they're up. Even though technically I could properly hang them, now that we you know, we got a mortgage going on, I'm still gonna go for command strips, because I think we like to change up the prints and stuff and move them around a bit so often that I think it would just be better for the walls actually to stick with command strips. If you've never used these before, they're great. They're almost like little strips of Velcro that you can attach to the wall, and they don't do any damage to the paintwork or anything most of the time. I've had a couple of dodgy ones, let me tell you. Is that a cactus behind you, or are you just happy to see me? Yeah, so this big trio are the ones for the bedroom. They're all quite like neutral, and that's the seashell one that we liked. Mm-hmm. Like? I like it. Good. I think I'm gonna go do those first, and then these are the ones for the living room. I like the fruity one. Yeah, they're cute, aren't they? I think they'll look really nice.
Cool.
The reason that they're over that way a bit is that one day when we eventually get round to it, this mirror here, we're gonna actually screw into the wall slightly higher, so it's slightly off the floor. So that will go up a bit, like so. So that'll look a lot more like it makes sense. So they're kind of centered above the drawers rather than in the wall. That's my logic. I'm really pleased with them. I think they look lovely.
Yeah, great.
With our little peach wall. Perfectly modelled. So it was actually this seashell one that I spotted first that I really liked. I love the kind of like vintage paint style of it. And then I thought this little coral colour with the splash of blue here actually paired really well, because the big palm plant that we've got here is actually in this turquoise pot. So all the colours kind of tie together really nicely. Then I loved this little sketchy design, which is quite neutral, kind of like calms it all down a little bit. And then a little touch of terracotta to finish off. I'm so happy with them. I think they look really lovely. And once we've got this mirror up as well, it's gonna look great. Right, next up, living room, and I've run out of command strips, so I'm gonna have to get my hammer out. Is it physically, scientifically possible to put a nail up without making it wonky? Because I don't think it's possible. In all my years, I sure don't think it's possible. Describe as a small strop of mine and meltdown. I swear, like I literally don't have a temper, like ever. I never get annoyed, never get like stroppy, apart from if something goes wrong, like DIY related. Honestly, nothing turns me into a stroppy moo more than like a DIY thing just being too hard. After much difficulty, a hammer nearly going through the window, not quite though. I've done it, and I actually think it looks pretty great. See, Adam's working, so I can't just like summon him to help me do these things around the house all the time. He's working, he's doing conference calls, he's on office hours, like he can't just jump up and help me hang prints for an hour. But stubborn Taurus over here just can't let it go. Gotta get it done. Anyway, it's a little bit wonky. Might need a little bit of a tweak here and there every so often, but this is the new living room wall. There's a bit of a reflection coming in because it's such a gorgeous evening. But here's what we're working with. These are the 4 that I chose for the living room. Went for a little bit of a kind of mustardy, orangey kind of colour throughout. So we've got this awesome retro print, which I just love. This was the first one I spotted for the living room and kind of worked the rest around that. I pulled in a little bit of orange from these peaches. We've got this tiger over here, which of course matches our tiger. I thought that was pretty cool. Lots of leafage going on because obviously we've kind of got plants everywhere in here. It's a very kind of green room. And then I thought this cactus shape, this like really minimal sketch, was quite cool because it kind of mirrored the shape that's going on in this one as well. So I think together they actually work really well. It's not too much colour and it's perfect because there's quite a lot of room left around them, so we can kind of add to it as we go as well, which we love doing. As we kind of travel together or watch movies or new shows or whatever and we get new prints, we can now add them to this little wall. I'm so chuffed with it. Maybe it's not that wonky. Maybe it didn't need a strop. It was one of those though where Adam came down and he was like, why are you so annoyed? It looks fine. You know when you have a strop and your partner or your significant other is just like, why are you this annoyed about it? It's really not that big a deal. Oh, and don't forget, if you love any of these, if you want to check out Desenio, it's going to be linked in the description box down below, along with all the details of my discount for you. So make sure you head down and check that out. Thanks to the resident handyman, we have a garden table. I love it. Such a nice set. We've gone for this bamboo set, which I'm really pleased with. I think it's going to look really nice. How was it to put together?
It's easy until we left the stickers on and you could see them through the top of the glass table, so that's it, all the legs off again.
There was like little numbers on these triangle bits here, so the whole thing had to be taken apart and then peeled off. Well done, doing well.
Not too bad.
You need a hand with the chairs. And then there's 2 individual chairs, which look like little fruit baskets at the moment, but they will have legs on. And then there's a 2-seater as well, so it's a really nice little set actually. Some proper garden furniture. We no longer have to sit on the Glastonbury camping chairs, which is excellent news. Please excuse the actual jungle that is our garden right now. At least this bit now looks cute. With a little 2-seater, 2 individuals, and then a little mini glass table. And it's so perfect for the size of our garden. I'm absolutely in love with it. It was actually my friend Hannah that found this set. She's bought it for her house in Manchester. She sent me the link over and I was like, yep, and it was actually from Argos Home, of all places. Haven't bought anything from Argos Home for the house yet, so I was absolutely chuffed to find this. And it's just the most beautiful quality. Really, really chuffed with it, and it was dead easy to put together as well, which is always a nice bonus. Got this little bamboo wrap all the way around it, and then I love this little like crossover detail down the bars. I just think it's really pretty, and then it's also really comfy. These little cushions are great. So we just need to get a little protective cover for it so that it's all right in the rain. We're going to keep it in the shed for now till we've got one of those. Garden, like 10% sorted. Shame about the rest of it. We are going to sort this out soon, I promise. Do you know what? I was genuinely about to say, so plans for tonight, we're staying in. Like that's news. We've been staying in for 84 years. Getting really boring, isn't it? I really miss my friends. But anyway, we're making the best of it. We're doing crafty things. My plans for this evening are actually pretty strong. It involves alternating between 2 of my favourite activities right now. So I started this little bit of sewing this afternoon. I bought a couple of little embroidery hoops from, have I got the packet? Yes. So this is from the Make Arcade, which is a really kind of small little crafty shop, and she does these little mini embroidery kits. I bought a couple of them, they're so cute. So this is the one that I'm doing at the moment. It says good things will happen and it's got little mountains on it. They're totally foolproof, they're really good, and they have their design like printed on the fabric and you basically just trace over the design with the thread. Oh, the one I did the other day is over here, I'll show you. I have very, very minimal skills when it comes to embroidery. I'm not very good, but I did this one the other day. I thought this was really cute. I love this one. It says you have the power, and then obviously when my eyes go a little bit cross-eyed and I've had enough embroidery, there's only one thing for it that's filling my time at the moment. Animal Crossing, of course. If you yourself do play, then Animal Crossing builds for life, and if you don't play, then you've probably either got no clue what I'm on about or really sick of hearing people talking about it. Oh, this is cool as well. I'll mention this. So my friend Helen, who works at Waterstones, just messaged me to say that they're doing like a webinar on Wednesday night, I think, with the cast of Normal People and also the author Sally Rooney. Actually, should we talk about Normal People? Let's talk about Normal People. I probably need to rewind a little bit. So basically there's a book called Normal People by Sally Rooney. One of my favourite books I think I've probably ever read. I did a little mini review of it in one of my book videos a little while ago. I'll try and find it and I'll link it down below if you want a little kind of overall view. I loved the book. It affected me in many emotional ways, and then recently it got adapted for TV as well. So the series is now on BBC iPlayer. I've had loads of messages about people asking where they can watch it. It's on iPlayer. And Adam and I watched it last week. We watched it over the course of about 3 or 4 nights. I literally could have watched the entire thing in one go. I just thought it was perfect. I just thought it was perfect. There's nothing like more satisfying in life. Honestly, I think it's one of the top experiences a human can experience. When you read a book and you love the book, and then they do casting for TV or a movie or whatever, and the casting is just exactly how you imagine the characters, it's quite a magical feeling. And anyway, I just thought the whole series was so brilliant. I think probably read the book first because you get a little bit more of an in-depth understanding. You kind of experience the characters a little bit more fully, I think. But even if you hate reading and you just want, basically if you want to have your heart ripped out so that all your feelings and emotions are exposed to the world, I really recommend watching it. I mean, it's literally been reviewed by professionals like 10 million thousand times, but if you value my opinion at all, I just thought it was so beautiful. And the way it just gets intimacy so perfectly. It makes me want to cry thinking about it. I don't think I've ever read or watched something that gets like the power of your first love and how that shapes you as a human being. I don't think I've ever seen that played out quite so. I mean, it's painful. Intimacy, vulnerability, first love, all that good stuff that will literally leave you weeping. The last episode, ugly crying. Like that level of ugly crying where you're literally like trying to catch your breath. Adam was like, are you okay? So I'll warn you in advance, buckle up. I think a couple of episodes before the last one as well, where Connell goes to therapy. Whew. Huey, there's so much important stuff in it as well, like that whole episode about like a guy in his 20s going to therapy and exploring his emotions and like trying to figure himself out and talking about mental health and depression and stuff. That, the sex scenes and consent and all that kind of stuff, so much good, raw, important stuff. I just thought it was brilliant. So there's my telly recommendation for you for today, and the book recommendation as well. If you haven't read it, read it. I've seen as well, like anything that becomes popular, some people in the world just can't bear popular stuff, can they? And they just have to rip it apart. Like, fair enough, everyone's allowed an opinion, but in my opinion, it's a beautiful piece of modern literature. I love when a female author gets celebrated. I think that's amazing. And I mean, it's just great. Anyway, now that we've had some nice intellectual literature chats, I'm about to go and sell some weeds to some made-up animals on an imaginary island. Oh, lockdown, hey? There's 2 moods. Chef Adam in the kitchen, whipping up dinner, brandishing a celery.
Celery to the head.
Choose your weapon. What are you whipping up this evening?
We found some rogue frozen mince in the freezer, so that's been defrosted.
So that got defrosted this morning.
We're making a wee spag ball.
A wee spag ball. Delicious.
Exactly. So now
that's quite good Scottish.
Yeah, so just making the sofrito.
The sofrito, the celery, the carrot.
I don't think we have any red wine though.
No red wine for a bolognese? Are you kidding me?
Quite calm.
I'll make you a baked ziti, yeah? I miss watching The Sopranos.
I think we're less Tony and Carmilla, more what's his name? Artie Bucco, his missus.
You didn't watch The Sopranos? There's another one you can watch in lockdown. I was talking about Normal People before.
Ah, okay.
And how it affected my heart and soul.
Yeah, you cried a lot and I hurled abuse at all the blokes in it who weren't Connell. Right,
well I think that's all I've got to say today. I'm really running out of things to say to this camera. If you've got any ideas of things I could talk about in these vlogs, please let me know, because it's somewhat limited trying to think of something to say to a camera every single day at the moment. Been struggling the past couple of days to think of something decent, so hopefully I've managed to fill this one with some half decent content. We've got new prints, we've got new garden furniture, so hey, that's a couple of big milestones we've hit for the house today. So that's all. Oh, Chef Adam in the house.
That's it.
You know it's official when it's engraved in a spoon. We're gonna sign off, gonna eat spag bol. What are we gonna watch tonight? I've heard lots of people saying this new show on Netflix called Hollywood is really good. So maybe that's next on the list.
I've never heard of it.
Thanks so much for watching. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're looking after yourselves. Take it easy, and I will see you very soon with another video.
Bye!
Bye!